David, I appreciate you giving me permission to talk to your foreman and visit your shop prior to our meeting yesterday. I really enjoyed my conversation with you and hearing about your future vision for the company and what steps are necessary to help you get there. I also found interesting your views on the impact Fred's comments about some of the maintenance issues will have on your fleet. With that in mind, I'd like to show you the International Durastar and cover in detail how I think it will help you reach your expansion goals and lower the ownership cost issues we discussed for your commercial landscaping service. Are there any other areas you'd like me specifically cover during the walk-around?
Well, like I said, Tommy, reducing maintenance costs is our main focus. We're getting a new maintenance contract and we're moving into the tri-state area. So what I need you to do is show me how this truck is going to reduce my operating expenses while standing the test of constant operation without nickel and diming me to death. And if you could find me a couple of new crew leaders, well, I'd appreciate that.
Oh, really? Tell me about that.
I really don't want to go into that. I had a guy quit this morning and I have to fill in on a job today. And, let's just get back to the truck.
Good enough. As I take you through the vehicle, I'll be sure to point out how this truck not only gives you low cost of ownership and great productivity that'll help you with your expansion plans, but if I'm hearing you correctly, it sounds like driver retention is also a concern.
That about sums it up.
All right. First, David, I've got to compliment you on how you keep your entire fleet of trucks looking so good. Even your pickup truck is immaculate.
Well, thanks. I feel that the appearance and the condition of our trucks really reflects the quality we give our customers.
I hear what you're saying, which is why I think you'll agree with me that the Durastar has striking good looks that'll certainly enhance those all-important first impressions. It starts with the standard bright finish grille and continues with the impact-resistant headlights designed to minimize your cost of ownership and keeping the trucks running and looking good.
Okay, I'm listening.
Take the hood, for example. The design is nice for your drivers because the slope gives them great visibility around the job site, which will probably help you with productivity. In fact, it gives them over 3 feet better forward visibility than what you have today. Let's face it, hood and fender repairs from mishaps on the job site, especially with new drivers, costs you in downtime as well.
You got that right.
Well, with the multi-piece hood design from Durastar, it can save you time and money because you can replace fenders independently.
What's this?
That's $1,700, representing the potential savings you could realize in just one complete corner wipeout using genuine OEM parts. With Durastar's superior forward visibility, your drivers are less likely to hit things in the first place, but if they do, you simply open up the hood seam and replace the damaged fender rather than replace the entire hood as compared to what you're running today. Next, take a look at the windshield. David, on this truck, you have over 2,000 square inches of windshield. Again, your drivers have great forward and side visibility that not only helps them feel more in control, but also more productive on job sites. Like all trucks, the windshield is a laminated safety glass, but our glass construction is different. The outer laminated layer of glass is actually thicker than most competitors, which helps provide extra damage resistance. Let me show you how well it works with the raked windshield angle to deflect road debris.
That's the first time I've ever seen a sales rep throw stones at his own truck.
Just keep that in mind when you're ready to buy. Next, I have a lot of uptime features to show you under the hood. I've already unlatched it, so go ahead and pull the hood open. Could you feel the torsion bar assist?
Yeah, that's nice.
With the Easy Lift hood, it's much more likely your guys actually follow through and do the whole pre-trip inspection, which may lead to lower life cycle costs since they'll be more likely to find little repairs before they become big repairs. Let's step around to the side and look under the hood. With the hood open, you can see the built-in crossover air intake system. Air is drawn into a side hood duct that has a number of baffles to scrub the air of debris and moisture. This cleaning action extends filter life by pre-filtering air before it flows to the air filter. Here's another $100 to represent the amount you'll save in filter replacement costs in the sloppy, wet environment your trucks operate in. Another big advantage with the Durastar's integrated engine is the synchronized and extended service intervals. Your trucks spend more time on the road and less time and money in the shop. I ran some numbers based on the information you and Fred gave me the other day. You average 110 miles per day with each of your trucks. You operate on average 260 days a year, and you keep your trucks for 8 years. That adds up to over 228,000 miles. International's integrated drivetrain with the MaxForce engine could save you roughly $360 per 100,000 miles in combined engine and chassis maintenance costs compared to your current trucks. That's a total of over $700 added to your bottom line with each truck.
I like that.
Good. Since you mentioned that reliability was a concern, let me mention a few more ways that Durastar is designed for maximum uptime and low cost of ownership. Consider our air conditioning for a moment. Whenever air conditioning is spec'd for the Durastar, it includes an AC self-diagnostic protection system at no additional charge. It features immediate AC compressor shutdown should a low refrigerant charge be detected, so you avoid compressor or compressor clutch damage and a $300 total repair bill by the time you evacuate the system.
I like that.
Now, let's talk about your drivers. You said productivity and turnover was a real headache?
Yeah, it's tough to get people to stay with me for more than one full season.
Then take a look at the standard high-pressure power steering. It greatly reduces steering effort during tight maneuvers, and when you combine that with a 40-inch setback front axle configuration with up to a 50-degree turn angle, it gives your drivers outstanding maneuverability and a tight turning radius. They can easily negotiate through traffic and around obstacles in confined job site areas. These features all work together to reduce driver fatigue to make for much happier and productive drivers. David, when you consider all the factors associated with driver turnover, such as recruitment, hiring administration, training, errors due to inexperience, and the reality that the driver isn't fully productive till he's been on the job for at least a month, would it be a good assumption that it's costing you in the neighborhood of $2,000 a year?
Yeah, that much, and probably more. But I'm not going to be keeping drivers just because they like your truck, so don't be giving me any of your $2,000 worth of that funny money.
I agree. That would be an unrealistic expectation. However, would you agree that driver productivity and retention gains would affect, say, 1 in 10 drivers?
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Good. Then we're in agreement that it stands to reason that 1/10 of $2,000 per year for the 8 years you keep your trucks could result in a $1,600 benefit. That wraps up this area. Let's take a quick look along the side of the cab.
Okay.
The double-sided galvanized steel cab is built to a very precise plus or minus 1 millimeter tolerances. What you get is a cab with outstanding fit and finish that offers a quiet, more comfortable trip for your driver. In addition to happy drivers, you get the reassurance of knowing that you're covered by cab perforation for 5 full years. Would you say that's a step in the right direction compared to the 3 years you're getting today?
Not bad at all.
David, we commented earlier on how important a good-looking truck was to you. Well, take a look at the paint finish. The cab and the hood have a 3-step special prime coat, base coat, and urethane clear coat paint process. It gets great resistance to fading and corrosion, again, so your trucks will continue to look good even after 8 years of exposure to the elements. It also lends itself to good resale value when you go to trade it in. By comparison, International commands around $2,500 more in residual value than many of the other brands, including the ones you're driving, that are on the market today. Let me ask you a question. Let's say one of your new replacement driver clips a mirror driving through a toll booth or on a tight job site. What happens?
Best case scenario, I've got to scramble around for a mirror. Worst case scenario, I've got to truck down for 2 days, I've got to find a mirror and replace a door skin.
Okay. In an impact, the Durastar mirrors are designed to fold forward or backward with little or no cab damage. Go ahead and give it a try.
Okay. That's pretty nice. And I imagine that system kind of helps to reduce the mirror vibration?
Exactly. These C-loop mirror arms also protect the wiring from the optional heated mirrors you would get from corrosion due to exposure to snow, ice, and rain that your trucks see. All in all, the breakaway mirrors can save you around $1,000 when you factor in potential door skin damage from fixed-mounted mirrors and troubleshooting wiring that's corroded from the elements.
I like those mirrors. That's a nice setup.
To address your concerns for reduced maintenance costs and improve driver productivity and retention, consider the undercab battery box arrangement. The driver's pre-trip inspections are easy since the battery box cover can be removed quickly and conveniently without any tools. The other advantage of this configuration is they're able to make use of this very wide stair-step arrangement. With the wide offset self-cleaning stair steps, we have much natural entry and egress into the cab. It's very natural and sure-footed for drivers to get in and out. Fred told me about that guy that was off for nearly the whole season on compensation. Can you see how these wide offset steps might have an effect on your total cost of business?
Sure, you'd be surprised how many guys slip and fall climbing out of a truck.
I hear it a lot from other owners who work in mud and snow like yourself. Ready to take a look at the chassis? Huck bolt fasteners on cross members generally eliminates the need to re-torque frame bolts. Combine that with the 7-year unlimited mileage, limited warranty frame rail, and you have a strong backbone to the truck that will keep your maintenance costs down for years. Can you see how that might lead you to a savings in maintenance costs?
Well, that's something to consider.
Good. Next, I want to talk about the International Diamond Logic electric system because it really adds reliability and uptime. It uses multiplex wiring technology to provide control and communication between major functional systems of a vehicle, including body equipment. Multiplexing means communicating multiple signals on the same twisted pair of wires, instead of point-to-point wiring for each piece of information from a gauge or control switch. The International simplified design increases reliability and durability. Harness size and the number of wires inside the truck have been reduced by about 40%, ultimately increasing uptime. Let me show you. This is a typical cab harness bundle on a vehicle equipped with point-to-point wiring, and this harness is from one equipped with our Diamond Logic electric system. See the noticeable difference in the number of wires? The smaller harness size makes it easier to route inside the cab. It is by nature less likely to chafe and fray, causing electrical problems down the road. What that means for you is lower cost of ownership, since you're less likely to spend downtime troubleshooting a shorted wire. Make sense?
Well, does now.
And that's really just the beginning of the benefits of the Diamond Logic electric system. The onboard diagnostic system monitors the electric system. If a problem occurs, a code is generated, stored, and displayed on the instrument cluster on the dash when a fault is detected. Then, our techs reference the color-coded and numbered wiring on the chassis so they can diagnose the source of a problem quickly. The benefit to you is roughly $500 in reduced diagnostic time. Am I making a good case for low cost of ownership?
I'm still listening. Where's my $500?
Fair enough. The electrical system also has programmable automated features tied to the equipment operations, some of which are specifically helpful for your landscaping operation. Your trucks are equipped with a locking differential. You mentioned before how high driver turnover and inexperienced operators has been a challenge as far as maintenance repairs. Well, Durastar can help you in that area as well. Let's say you have a rookie driver who gets himself into some soft ground and while the wheels are spinning, decides to engage the diff lock at a speed the speedometer reads above, say, 30 miles an hour. In most other trucks, that would easily cost $800 or more in damage to a differential set. This truck, equipped with the interlocks and the Diamond Logic electric system, safely eliminates that danger. In a wheel spin situation at a speed above the program setting, the driver cannot engage the locking differential. You just saved $800. Another impressive thing about the Diamond Logic electric system is the programmable automated task features. How about the pre-trip light inspection light sequence that allows the drivers to do a complete check of all the vehicle lights? In addition to faster, more efficient circle checks, you also limit your exposure to highway fines from the DOT for having a light out. How much did you say you pay in fines last year?
Last year was a good year. We had one ticket for $100. Huh.
Are you ready to take a look inside the cab?
Yeah, sure.
As we step in, notice the easy-to-grasp door handles, wide door openings, and well-positioned offset steps. It's an easy three-point entry and egress system. It's really helpful with frequent stops to prevent fatigue. And also, enhances productivity and long-term driver safety and satisfaction. The likelihood of slips and falls are greatly reduced because you have a long, conveniently located grab handle mounted inside, where it's protected from dirt, rain, and ice. Go ahead and step up. I'll close the hood. Hey, David, would you mind reaching over and unlocking the door for me?
This is some big cab.
It is a big cab. In fact, it's over 70 inches wide, and it has nearly 57 inches of inside height. Plenty of room for your work crews, especially with the 26-inch extended cab option I would recommend for your operation. It is an ideal cab size to accommodate the 4-man work crews you usually need to send out. You save by not having to have 1 or 2 guys follow in a pickup truck to the job site. Your pickup trucks average 18 miles to the gallon, running an average of 110 miles a day for nearly 260 days out of the year. Assuming the price of gasoline stays the same, that's over $4,700 in gasoline alone. So, saving $4,700 in gas the first year, less roughly $2,300 of the cost of the extended cab option, here's $2,400. Is this in step with what you had in mind to improve productivity?
Yeah, I could see where that'd be worth looking into.
Next, I'd like to talk about these low current switch packs. LED backlit switches are very easy to see and use at night. They are very reliable with a 300,000 cycle rating, and that's about 10 times the life of most other switches. Remote power modules offer a centralized electrical connection outside the cab, extending the International Diamond Logic electrical system to the body. These connections are controlled by these factory switch packs for a total solution. Bodybuilding is a seamless, streamlined process, and the result is a totally integrated truck that is covered by a factory warranty and serviceable at our dealership. Over the long run, they'll pay you back with faster troubleshooting and a factory warranty. The park brake alarm sounds if the door opens without first setting the brake for added reassurance against rollaway damage. Again, with your high turnover and lack of experienced drivers, rollaway damage would be one less thing to worry about at night.
Yeah, I've got enough to worry about without stupid things like that happening.
With that in mind, David, as your company expands into the tri-state area, keeping track of your vehicles will become a more important challenge to you. If you also install satellite positioning and telematics, you can monitor all of your vehicles from your office or even your home through any computer with internet access. You can be immediately notified should a fault be detected by email or by message sent to your cell phone or any device that receives text messaging. In addition to tracking vehicle location and performance, this system lets you set up maintenance reminders, calculate fuel tax reports, receive vehicle alerts, and even remotely diagnose. The ultimate benefit to you are reduced service costs and an increased uptime. Again, the Durastar is hard to beat with innovations like the Diamond Logic electric system, the performance of an integrated powertrain, unparalleled driver satisfaction, and low cost of ownership. Are you ready to take it for a test drive?
Yeah, let's take it around the block. Okay.
Well, David, what do you think of the Durastar?
Well, it has surprisingly good visibility, and it's actually pretty quiet, too.
The Durastar is hard to beat when it comes to driver satisfaction and low cost of ownership. Let me take a few minutes to summarize why I believe the Durastar will give you low cost of ownership, great productivity, and help you address your driver retention concerns, while at the same time help you with your expansion plans. I've put together a complete summary presentation that you can take with you. Let me show you. First, as a recap of the points we discussed on the walk-around and how they address your unique transportation needs. The multi-piece hood and fender repair savings of $1,700, you experienced for yourself during the test drive the great visibility advantage of the windshield and sloped hood, and how it may lead to productivity as well as maintenance savings.
Oh yeah, I remember how the golf balls bounced off like they were stones. That was pretty neat.
The easy tilt hood gives you peace of mind that your drivers will likely catch little problems before they become expensive problems. How the crossover hood duct system saves you in the neighborhood of $100 in air filter replacements. The integrated engine and chassis maintenance combination savings of $700. The air conditioning self-diagnostic protection system advantage of at least $300 by shutting down the compressor in the event of a leak. The overall ride, handling, and maneuverability would not just affect productivity, but also with improved entry and egress into the cab could save you $1,600 in driver recruitment costs. Here's $2,500 in the resale advantage over the competitors that we've discussed, as well as the $1,000 door and mirror replacement savings with the breakaway mirror design. Here's the $500 in reduced troubleshooting and diagnostics thanks to the multiplex wiring system. Likewise, the $900 savings in equipment protection functions of the Diamond Logic electric system, such as differential lock, pre-trip light inspection, and park brake alarm. Inside the cab, we discussed the $2,400 productivity gains with the extended cab option. For the test drive, we talked about the positioning and telematics system and how it could help you track your vehicles and calculate fuel tax reports as you expand into a bigger area. David, all told, I've given you almost $12,000 of monopoly money that represents the real potential dollar savings you could enjoy with the International Durastar. Now, I've also included a written testimonial letter from G&H Landscaping, a comparably sized outfit to yours, that describes the very real savings and productivity gains they have experienced since switching to International.
That's an impressive number. I know Greg over at G&H, and he's a straight shooter and a good businessman.
The Durastar helped G&H lower their operating costs, and it can do the same for you. But just as important as the truck, David, here at the dealership, we stand with you before, during, and after any sale, with the parts and certified technicians you need, and the ability to stand behind this truck with full warranty support. Let me go over the highlights of the warranty coverage. Basic vehicle warranty coverage is 2 years, unlimited mileage. As I said earlier, the frame rails are covered up to 7 years, unlimited miles. The cab is covered for 5 years structurally and against corrosion perforation. Cab paint and batteries are covered for 1 year, unlimited miles, while chassis paint and external bright finish work is covered up to 6 months. Well, that about sums it up for the warranty, but there are a few other services we can offer that'll help lower your operating costs and help you reach your expansion goals. You see, our dealership has branched throughout the tri-state area with the facilities that align with where you're looking to expand and offer you the convenience of 24-hour, 7-day-a-week access to truck parts and service. To help you further with that expansion, here's something else that'll go a long way towards controlling your costs, a Diamond Advantage card. The Diamond Advantage card will provide your fleet with access to guaranteed parts pricing throughout the International network. It also simplifies tracking maintenance costs by giving you online access to the purchase price statements, which you can also set up to have each transaction listed by your truck's unit number. How does that sound?
Well, I like the idea of one-stop shopping and unified account statements. And the convenient access to parts and service can't be denied these days.
Good. I'm glad you can see the benefits of owning an International. Before I wrap things up, are there any other questions you have about what I've shown you today?
No, you've done a thorough job. But I do need to get with Fred and talk over some of the maintenance issues that you've brought up.
Fair enough. As a next step, would you mind if I set up a time early next week to meet with Fred and give him a thorough review of the Durastar? At the same time, I'd like to review with you the detailed specification proposal and present to you some financial options. Agreed?
You bet.
Congratulations! You have now completed this course on how to conduct a professional truck product walk-around. In this lesson you learned how an effective walk-around begins with a thorough pre-approach investigation of your customer's needs. The importance of practicing your walk-around presentation until it can be delivered in a clear and confident manner. Some basic tips that will help you to improve your presentation. How to summarize your key points and present additional information that will help the customer make a good business decision. The fab walk-around process you learned and saw demonstrated in this course is flexible enough to be applied to any truck product model. This concludes the truck walk-around course. If you're ready to confirm your knowledge on the material you've just learned, exit the course now and launch the associated truck walk-around test.